All right, good evening, everybody. It's an amazing Tuesday evening again. I'm so happy to have you here. I'm so excited because today is going to be so amazing. I have a surprise for you guys. A guest is coming, but let me not say much on that right now. If you're already in watching us right now, I want you to write your name and where you're watching us from in the comment section. That would be the first thing I want you to do so I can recognize you. But I promise you today is going to be very amazing. I have a surprise for you. And interestingly, the surprise package is already here. But before I go further on that, our host, Mr. Benedict Obiajulu, is already waiting. That is something beautiful about this. Time is of essence when it comes to mind shift and money making. So it is important, and he's showing that because he's already here. And without wasting much of our time, let me quickly just bring him on so that we will know that yes, we're about to shift your mind from where you know to where you don't know. Good evening, sir.
Good
Welcome,
evening,
sir.
Mike. It's a beautiful, beautiful evening, and it's nice
Yes,
to
sir,
have an
it's a beautiful
amazing
evening.
Tuesday. And today we are going to have one of the industry best teaching us today, and he's a very good friend of mine. And it's nice to learn from different playmakers and different rainmakers. And today we have a rainmaker that is coming to show us how did he build his way? How did he find his way? How did he become who he is? And it's my friend, Dr. Ebuka, who's here. He's a lot of things, you know. but he just prefers that one. And so I want you to relax. I want you to remember to send out the link of this training. Send it out. Wealth can only be created in community. And if we go out to bring the best to come and teach us from our home and from wherever you are, send the link because we know that wealth can only be created in community. So if you can learn more, remember to share the link. So I'll pick my brother up, and he's going to show us a lot of things. So Mike, kindly
Associate,
bring
the
him up,
managing director of
and
Bukase Unique Estates and Investment Limited, represents a true grass to grace story. His company oversees subsidiaries like Bukase Unique Touch, the publishing arm, and Bukase Builders Consultancy, focused on human capacity development. Born in a small village in Meduguri, Borno State, Ebuka's early life was marked by struggle. At age 12, he could barely read or write English. His teacher gave up on him, and his school principal mocked him, predicting he would end up selling sachet water on the streets. But deep inside, Ebuka knew there was more to his life. He refused to let failure define him. Over time, his determination transformed his story. After his O level, he obtained a national diploma in computer science from Lagos State Polytechnic, studied entrepreneurship and business management at the National Open University of Nigeria, and later earned a Bachelor of Theology from Lagos Anglican Seminary, a postgraduate diploma, and a master's from Ajayi Crowther University. In 2025, he was ordained in the Diocese of Lagos Mainland, committing himself to God's service. Today, Ebuka is an author, publisher, inspirational speaker, and a life coach who uses his past struggles to inspire others. His books include Dream to the Top, Just Keep Moving, Just Hang On, The Secret of Champions, The Mystery of God's Grace, amongst many others. Through Bukase Unique Touch, he also helps aspiring authors publish their works and share their stories with the world. As a speaker, he has addressed audiences in top universities such as Unilag, LASSO, OAU, Yabatech, and Babcock University. His voice has been heard across major media platforms, including TVC, STV, Wazobia TV, Unilag FM, and Rainbow FM. Ebuka's impact has earned him several national and international awards, amongst them the Nelson Mandela Leadership Award, Business Leadership Award by Jamie Padro International, Doctor of Fellowship in Real Estate Development and Entrepreneurship Sustainability, awarded by the Chartered Institute of Public Resources Management and Politics, Ghana, and his appointment as a Mayor of Peace by the United Nations, POLAC, in 2025. His journey into real estate began as a marketer. In 2019, he founded Bukasem Properties, driven by the desire to help more Nigerians own homes. Today, the company boasts of over 30 estate projects across Nigeria. Beyond business, Ebuka is a devoted husband and father, married to Mrs. Chiamaka Ewuzie and blessed with children. From a boy once written off to a man inspiring thousands, Ebuka Ewuzie's story remains a powerful reminder that with faith, resilience, and vision, anyone can rise from grass to grace.
That's powerful. Please let's welcome our guest. Welcome, welcome, Doctor. Welcome, welcome, welcome. The video is not yet on. We cannot hear you and we cannot see you. Mike, hope he's not having network glitches.
No, no,
Doctor,
no.
we cannot hear you and we cannot see you.
I can see you.
Okay, good, good, good. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Okay,
Thank you so
okay.
much. The floor is all yours. Welcome,
So
sir.
can you hear me perfectly now?
We can hear you
You can hear me
perfectly,
perfectly now.
perfectly, perfectly.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. The only person that can hold me, in fact, that can cage me like this is Benedict. Currently, I'm still in the office. So my wife has called on to I say, now God is top, now he hold me down. So it has to only be Benedict that can do this. So I want to celebrate you, my brother. Thank you for all you do for the real estate sector. I want to celebrate you. And for every rector who is hearing me, this will be a live changing opportunity for you. And for those that are going to listen to this teaching later, it is still going to bless you. I don't know if there is an opportunity to get maybe ask questions, another one, but let me just go on with what we have. I was also speak on selling at the speed of light. Selling at the speed of light. One of the things we must find out that selling is a skill every man must have. No one is born to sell, but everyone can develop the skill of selling. Now, on the same topic, which I will also be speaking, but a subtopic on it, I will be teaching you how to become a master closer. How to become a master closer. Because if you are selling at the speed of light, there are things you need to know. How do you become a master closer that will make impact? That is where I will start from. Now, one of the things I want you to understand that selling is a mindset and a skill set. Selling is a mindset and a skill set. See, no one close deal without first closing it in his mind. That is why one of the things I do as a CEO or as a trainer, anywhere, anytime I'm to talk to renters or those in real estate or in any sector, one of the things I love to do is to work on the mind. Because see, everything grows and falls on the mind. Whatever that affects the mind affects your thinking faculty, affects your personality, affects your totality. So that is why I don't joke with the mind. If your mind can't close it, you can't have it. So do you know what that means? For every deal that you are going to close, your mind must first of all close it. So do you know what that means? It simply means if your mind cannot close the deal, your hand will not touch it. See, you have to come to a point where you become shameless about closing deals. One of the things I want to share about few persons who have made impact in lives are those who are shameless about what they are selling. If you put your pride, your self-egocentric mindset in a place of selling, you may not close a deal. How do you become a closer? How do you sell? How do you sell at the speed of light? Is to sell in what I call shamelessly. Shamelessly. I'll be sharing some point with you and some story about myself in the process of this session. Now, before we go on, there are two things I want us to understand. And these two things will make a man to break out of poverty. Because see, if nothing is pursuing you, make sure you are pursuing something. I don't know if somebody just get that point. If nothing is pursuing you, make sure you are pursuing something. Make sure you are not idle. Because whatever you are pursuing is a blueprint of who you are going to become. See, there are two things that makes a man break out of poverty. Number one is hunger. Two is anger. Your hunger for success is what drives you to go the extra mile. Your hunger for fulfilling destiny is what makes you to go farther than the level you are. And that is why in the journey of destiny, you must develop what we call hunger. Hunger is a skill set. It's a skill set you must have. Number two, you must develop what I call anger. See, you must first of all hate poverty. You must develop a hunger that will make you tell yourself, I cannot dwell like this. I will not every year. I'm not making sales. Why is it that what is this challenge with me that I'm not closing deal? Anger sometimes begat some of the things you need to see happen in your life. See, no rhetor close deal without understanding of the product knowledge. One of the things I'm sharing with you this evening, if you apply them, they will change your life. If you apply them, you will find out what it takes to become a master closer. And one of the things I want to share with you is that product knowledge is key. See, you cannot sell a product you don't have knowledge of. You will not flourish in that product. You cannot defend a product you don't have full information about. Knowledge is key. See, in this real estate industry, knowledge is one key that will change your life. Knowledge is one key that will elevate you. Knowledge is one key that separates those who are in the known and those who are not in the known. Knowledge. Product knowledge is key. Few years ago, there was a realtor who missed a life opportunity to close a deal that would change her life. What was the challenge with this realtor? She lacked what we call product knowledge. A client who wanted to buy acres of land in a certain location put a call across to her. In fact, she has been talking with this client about a certain location of the land the man wants to buy. So when this man, when the prospect was ready to buy, guess what happened? He called the young lady asking her that he want to buy 2 acres of a land in a certain location. But very funny and so unpleasant that the young lady did not understand what they call an acre. Do you know what he said to the man? He said, "Sir, we don't have any land in any location that is called acre." The man was still trying to let her understand that I want to buy in acre. She was telling the man, "Sir, we don't have any land in acre." For her, she thought what the man was asking was a land or a location that his name is called acre. But she didn't know that what the man was saying is that he want to buy in acre. He want to buy 6 plots, in some place 8 plots. That was how that young lady lost that deal. The very day she find out what has happened to her, she felt so bad. That is why product knowledge is one key. How do you become a master closer? How do you sell in the speed of light? You must understand the arts of understanding your products. What you don't know can hurt you, and what you know liberates you. Knowledge is a liberator, but knowledge applied is one thing that liberates men to the place of destiny. So product knowledge is powerful. See, there is something I have learned over the years, my experience. I have been a realtor for many years. I sold for many companies. So when I tell you that I understand the system, because the truth is that one of the challenges that we have with some persons who come into the real estate, when you don't understand the marketing templates, you have issue. So from my experience, I discovered that 95% deals are closed. In fact, 95% deals that you see people close happen when the client does the most of the talking. See, there are season and time if you must understand this. Allow your client to do the most of the talking. Let your client be the one to talk and be the one to listen. Do you know why? The person who talks the more is the one who pays. And the ones that listen the more is the one that collects the money. I don't know if you get what I just said now. I want to get response. I don't know if those who are online, if there is a way you write on what I'm sharing with you, and let me get a response that you are following me. I said, those who does the most of the talking is the one who pays the money. But the one that does the most of the listening is the one that collects the money. Please, if you hear me say I hear you, you can type it. I want to see the typing skill. I don't know how many who are online now, but I like engaging those who are with me. So learn to listen as a rhetor. If you talk more, you'll be the one to pay. But if you listen more, you collect the money. See, let me say this, you must understand this. The only time you are supposed to talk is when you are about collecting the money. Every rhetor that is listening to me right now, the only time you are expected to talk is when you are ready to collect the money. Whenever you engage a prospect, allow him to speak his mind. Allow him or her to express their feeling. The only time you are expected to talk is when you are about collecting the money from them. You have not closed deal, and this is one of the challenges we have with so many rhetoric. This is one of the challenges they have. If you must be a master closer, you must understand that you have not closed any deal until the money enters the account. See, you have not closed a deal until the money enters the company's account that you are marketing for. The challenge we have with many renters is that somebody, a prospect, have told you I'm going to pay. You have started calculating the commission. You don't calculate the commission that have not hit in account. It can cause you frustration. It can even make you to start thinking if you are going to do the real estate work. So you must come to a point whereby you tell yourself that it will not stop you. You must make sure that the client pays in. When he pays into the account, then you can say that you have closed a deal. No deal is closed until the client or prospect pays into account. There are some things I review to my renters, and anywhere I speak, I tell them, never you review price when value has not been communicated. I wish I can see some faces of people I'm talking to. I know this is YouTube. Don't ever review price until okay, I can see some comments. I can see someone telling me that some persons are listening. Don't ever review price until value is communicated. See, let me tell you, anytime you review price without communicating value, it becomes expensive. Anytime you communicate to a prospect and your first thing is to review price to the person, and you have not communicated the value of the product you are selling to the prospect, then it becomes expensive. Everything becomes expensive when value has not been communicated. If you don't prospect, I think one of our mentors once said this. He said, if you don't know how to prospect, you will suffer. Some persons, they are asking, how will I become a master closer? You know, I will tell you how I sold 470 plots in Asaba. And it was bought by 7 persons in the United States. People say, how do you do that? How do you do that? How? Is positioning. Some of these people in diaspora, you know, that when you communicate to diaspora clients or prospects, one of the challenges they have is trust. And if they lose trust, they cannot proceed with you. In fact, one of the people I met during the time they bought that land, 740 plots, that land is opposite Admiralty, where we have some of our land. The truth is, that land, I think I've shared this with Benedict at the point. That land, it was just a single person who from diaspora. And there is something about diaspora clients. If they love you, they will refer you. They will give you referral. especially how you treat them matters. So what happened? The lady enjoyed the way I gave her the service. She wanted to buy 5 acre. From 5 acre, she jumped to about 15 acres of land. And before I know it, she called the other doctor. Before I know, the other one called the other one. About 7 of them bought the total 470 plots in Asaba. And this thing happened within 4 to 6 weeks. Yeah, 4 to 6 weeks, because of the time the transaction was concluded. And some people say, how do you do it? It is understanding that you don't review price when you have not communicated value. When I was speaking to them, I wasn't telling them about the price of the land. I was telling them from what we know about land mass, the environment. I started telling them the value of what is going to happen there in the next 5 years. The value of what is already happening there. Things that is around the place. You communicate value. See, when you learn how to communicate value, nothing becomes expensive. There is the law. And if you don't know how to prospect, you will suffer. That is the truth. Prospecting is an activity that leads to prosperity. Prospecting is an activity that leads to what? Prosperity. Lack of prospecting is an activity that leads to poverty. There's something I used to do before now. Every Monday morning, even as a CEO at the time, I will enter the market. I will start prospecting. I will start telling people about real estate. It was just 2 years ago I stopped because of other administration work. I have marketers who does that now. But this has been my attitude. I don't settle for things to work before it works. I go for them. I make sure I keep prospecting. I don't stop prospecting until I have results. So when you lack prospecting, then you are creating an activity for yourself that will lead you to perpetual poverty. I'll be giving you 5 questions that will save you from wasting time with any prospect. See, I want to say this to the rectors. Let me believe that most rectors will listen to this letter. If you apply these 5 laws I will share with you now, it's going to change the entire course of your life. You will not waste time with the people who are not ready to buy. There are some persons, they are not ready to buy. They are just there to waste your time. So how do you know somebody who is ready to buy from you and somebody who is just wasting your time? There are 5 questions you need to ask. This, they call it test question. Question you use to diagnose your prospect. Is a question we use to diagnose them, to know who comes to buy or who comes to waste your time. One of the first questions you need to ask is, why do you want to buy this product? Now, let me say this. It depends on how you ask the question. Question asking is very, very, very critical. You must be very careful how you ask it. You don't see a prospect for the first time and is trying to buy a product. You are telling the prospect, why do you want to buy this product? There is a way to go about it. Question begat question. You are talking to him, you say, sir, oh, from the look of things, I know that there is a purpose why you want to invest into this property. But one of the things I do for my clients is to be able to give them options, to give them an advice, to know the kind of place where they will put their money to. Sometimes I let them know that it's important they know the place of understanding land banking or a place of building. By the way you are saying all these things, you are building the mind of the prospect to ask him indirectly, Oga, why do you want to buy this product? Now, let me say this. This question is important so that you don't lose your client or your prospect. A prospect who is ready to buy a place, buy and build, and you sell a property of land banking to the person, you will lose that prospect. A prospect will call you and tell you, I need a place where I will bid in the next 2 years. You know that the place you are about selling to the prospect, that in the next 10 years, nothing will happen there yet. You went ahead to sell the place to the person. You have lost that prospect. You can never convert that prospect to become your client. So the question of why do you want to buy this product will help you to understand what is the mindset of the prospect. Then that will help you to project to him, prescribe. See, listen, you must understand you are like a doctor that prescribe drugs for your patient. For everyone who comes to you is a patient. So you're about to diagnose them and give them the right property that will solve their need. So prospecting in the area of why do you want to buy this person? We save your prospects. We save them issue that will make them not to waste their resources. If you hear me, say I hear you. Help me type I hear you. I will pause and wait. I want to see those who are joining me. Just help me type I hear you. I hear you. I'm waiting. Okay. It looks as if you are the one that okay. I'm seeing others who are also okay. 2 now, Maxwell, Samuel, that is 3. I want to be sure that you are following me, please. I have sent 3 persons. Okay, I need 5 to be sure that you guys are following me. These things are important. So when you ask the right question, you get okay. That is number 5, number 4. Yeah. Now I'm sure that I'm not talking to myself alone. Thank you. We have my guys are here now. Okay. So the question is, why do you want to buy this product? It's a question that you need to ask. But you ask this question in the form of interaction with the prospect. Because there are some people you throw that question to. For them, it's an embarrassing question. They will tell you, at this my level, do you know how many properties I have bought? And you are asking me why I want to buy this product. It looks as if you are insulting them. But when you take them through the journey of, first of all, letting them know that, sir, it's part of my tradition to always help my client or my prospect make a right decision. I will be glad if you can refer me tomorrow. And that is why most time I want to know why you want to buy it. Do you want to build or do you want to use it for land banking? That way you have asked your question. That way you get a response from the prospect. And that way you know the kind of product to ask the prospect to buy. Listen, rule number 1, never you sell a product to a prospect that needs to build. To a prospect, you sell a product of a place called land banking for a place for building. It can work. You are going to lose that prospect. Let's go to number 2. Please, if you follow number 1, what is rule number 1? Type it. I want to see it. I have less than 20-something minutes to round up. But there are many things I need to cover. I want to be sure you are following me. Rule number 1 is what? Why do I won't finish it before I give you number 2? I'm waiting. Oh, if you don't type, I'm waiting. If you don't know it, you can type, I don't know it. Then that will make me understand that you did not get the first point. Why did I want to buy? This is the first person. Who is the second person that is typing? I need the second person, please. Okay, thank you. That is good. So number 1 is, why do I want to buy these products? The number 2 is, what is your budget? Many realtors have made mistake in this aspect. You are projecting a product of 5 million to a prospect who have capacity to buy a product of 300,000. It will not work. You're wasting time. So you must understand the capacity of the prospect, and that will help you to understand the kind of product to introduce to the prospect. Some prospect have capacity to buy product of 10 million, 20 million. If you bring a product of 500,000, you are going to lose them. The only way to get such people is if you sell to them in acres or in acres. Now you multiply it and tell them, sir, you can buy 10 acres of this land. Now the money runs a million. That is the only way it will make sense to them. But giving them a product of 500,000 when what is in their head is 20 million, they will start looking at this something that it will not go to last. So always find out the budget of every client, every prospect. How do you know their budget? You may not just ask them. In the course of discussion, you will just let them know, sir, we have land in so place. These are the prices we have. We will have different ranges of price. Sir, if I may ask, sir, please, so that I can be able to know the kind of product to assign to you, sir. What is your project like? Most of the time, prospects don't like to answer that question. I have seen that over the time. But if you persist, you will get your answer. Now, sometimes if a prospect refuses to answer by their body language and by their facial expression and by their look, sometimes you can prescribe and know the kind of person the prospect is and know what he can buy. Don't waste your time with a prospect that has capacity to buy a product of 5 million and you are pushing the prospect to buy a product of 500,000. You will lose him or you lose her. If you hear me, tell me I hear you. There are some keywords I'm saying that I expect you to be typing it. Because those keywords are the things that will help you to make sales. Remember what I'm sharing is how to become a master closer. And the part of the things the topic for today is also selling a speed light. So these are part of things I bring into place to help you to close deals. Because the summary of all the things we are teaching is to make sure you close deals. Because if I say all those things, tell you everything and you are not closing deals, there is an issue. The last time I think was in a few weeks ago, I called on my sales team in the office, apart from the renters. I said, sales has been slow. What is happening? Don't tell me about almost near syndrome success. People you want to close. I need results. So if you are in sales team in this organization, you don't share stories. You don't talk stories. You should find a way to get results. And that is why you should also understand the budget of your clients or your prospects. Number three is, when do you want to start? This one, they're powerful. If you don't know how to ask this question, it's going to affect you. When do you want to start? Is a question every rector need to ask. Because there are some people who don't want to buy product now. They are not ready to start commitment at all today. Maybe they are looking for something of 5 years, 6 years, and you are busy talking to them today. I have one of my rector in the southeast, one of our branch office there. She listened to some of my talk and some of the things I shared, and I told them how to treat their prospect or their clients. I remember that this one, she had one prospect who wanted to buy one of our farmland we have in Lagos. So she had one of the things I said about treating them well. This young lady went to this elderly man who claimed that he wanted to buy 7 acres of one of our farmland. You know, the challenge we have with so many renters is that the first thing they do is to calculate commission. When they hear 7 acres, they calculate total amount, how much, 10% or 15% of whatever it is. They will say, oh, they can't sleep again. That's an issue. It becomes an issue. So the summary of the whole matter is that this young lady, she found out that the man who want to buy 7 acres acres of land, loves fruit. Every night she goes, buys fruit for this man. The man will keep praying for her. But one of the days after she has done this thing for 2 weeks, one of the days when I was taking them online teaching, and I said, it's always important while you are prospecting. Also know when the person you are prospecting want to make commitment, because commitment is very, very important. That thing happened to her. She said, what? That is true. The next day she went back to the man's place with the same fruit. And while he presented the stuff to the man, and he asked the man, sir, I want to ask you, sir, please, when are you looking at making commitment on this this stuff, this land? The man looked at that and said, okay, yes, that I'm in the next 3 years, that is when I'll be retiring, and I want to buy it in the next 3 years. It dawned on this girl that she has been wasting her time. It dawned on her that I've been investing my money buying food for this man without knowing that the investment he's talking about is something he wants to start in the next 3 years. In the next 3 years, we may not have that land anymore. In fact, in the next 3 years, the prices will not be the same anymore. And the man is not ready to make commitment. So the challenge, if she has asked this question, when do you want to start? It will have helped her to avoid that mistake. But because she didn't ask that question, she ended up wasting her resources and her money. Number 4. What is number 3? What did I say number 3 is? Number 3 is what? I'm waiting for you. Type it. I am not used to talking to people I'm not seeing. Even if they are not responding, I love to see them, but I can only do this for Mr. Benedict. But the only thing you cannot do for me is not to be responding. So number 3 is what? If you don't give me answer number 3, I'll be waiting. I'll also become an audience that's listening. So tell me what number 3 is. What is number 3? I'm waiting. Okay. One person has committed. He said, when do you want to start? Okay, that is good. Another person, when do you want to start? God bless you. Thank you. Okay, number 4. I think we are going. We have less than 15 more minutes to round up. After this, I will take questions. I think I'll round off in the next 5 to 10 minutes so that I can take a few questions from individual. Number 4, this one is important too. Who else needs to know about this transaction? So let me tell you something you must know. Who else needs to know something about this transaction? There are some people that can never close a deal until a certain person is involved. So you must understand the middleman. If you don't know the middleman, you have issue. There is some persons, they can never buy a property until their wife is involved. For such people, you must be able to get the wife or the husband to be part of it. So if you don't know who else need to know about this transaction, you're going to have issue. Who else needs to know about the transaction? Something happened to me when I was a full-time rector. There was a land in Lagos State, a place called Obiajulu. This man was in Lagos, but he lives in Ibadan. And guess what happened? The man wanted to buy a property in Obiajulu. And I have discussed with this man. He agreed that he wanted 4 plots. And can I tell you, if I close that deal, my commission in that deal is over 3 million. The man has agreed. He was in oil company. But the major concern for me then, he said, my wife needs to also know. Now, the question is, how will the wife know? Because the man is always busy. He only goes back. He goes back home only in weekend time. So that means by Friday or Saturday, he goes back. On Monday, by Monday, he's back. So I keep asking him, for A month, 2 months, I'll ask the man, he say, oh, I forgot. I did not tell my wife, I forgot. So this was what this man was telling me for the past 1 month, 2 months, because he's also busy, very busy person. So I started asking myself, what else can I do? Because knowing that this man cannot close this transaction until the wife knows. So what did I do? One faithful morning, I made some research about the family, and I found out that the man has 2 children, a boy and a girl. One faithful day, I pick up my car. Before then, I have gone to a supermarket. I bought a toy car and a teddy bear. I put it inside the car. I drove from Lagos to Ibadan uninvited. Do you know what I was doing? I said I will go to Ibadan and I will tell the man I am around to do something. I'll just let him know that in case, let me just try, because let me tell you, if you don't know how to take risks, there are things you can have. I drove all the way to Ibadan, got to challenge. I called the man, I think around, I waited around 9 after 9. I called him, I said, hello, sir. Oh, he said, oh, sir. He said, oh, thank you for reminding me. I said, sir, currently I'm in Ibadan. I came to do some things here, and I think I'm done. I just say I'm about leaving. He said, are you in Ibadan? The man was excited to know that I was in Ibadan. And he asked me, he said, my house is not far away. That was how I drove to this man's house. Immediately I got to the house, I saw that the wife and the children came out. So when I saw the son and the daughter, what I did was I opened my boots, brought out the teddy bear. I saw the way the young girl who did not even know me from anywhere, only because she saw what I was having. She came to me, she grabbed her teddy bear. The boy too started looking somehow. I said, I'm prepared for this journey. Don't worry, I'm prepared. I brought the toy car. The young boy came and grabbed his own. I saw the way the wife was laughing. See, the way to get to the heart of the woman is through her children. First of all, I knew that I'm already welcomed into the system. She welcomed me in. She rushed into the kitchen. You know, the Western people, amala on a higher level. She started preparing amala. She asked me, I said, I will eat, because you can't reject a woman's food. You can't reject her food. When she served me the amala, I started eating. Although the kind of pepper in that amala, I was praying when I was taking the food. I can't tell her that the food is not sweet. Or the pepper, I don't like pepper. But I forced myself, I took it. Because I have a mission. My mission must not be aborted. And I told the woman, I like your food. Oh, I love your food. Nice one. She said, should I bring another? I said, it's enough. We carry ready to go. And the next thing I saw the way she was smiling, and the husband said to the woman, this is the mistake guy I told you about the land in the Bejuleki. I want to buy. I wanted you to know. The woman just said, is it the one? Honey, let's buy. She didn't ask me a single question. All she did was, honey, let's just what? Buy. I was shocked. The man asked me, are you with the form? I was prepared. That is why you must have your form in soft copy and also in hard copy. I have the hard copy on. The man filled the form. I gave him account detail. He transferred just some money immediately. The next day, he transferred the whole money. Now, can I tell you something? I knew that the only person that will close that deal is the wife. And I knew what to do to make that deal close. Now, let me tell you something. As a rector, you must be selfless and you must not be selfish. There are some deals that I knew that we have a third party. And the third party told me that he's going to collect 70% and I will take 30%. And sometimes I let go of the 70% and I go with the 30%. But the contact will remain with me. There are some deals you let go of your percentage in order to get the contact, because contact, well used, is king. I don't know if you are hearing me. If you are enjoying this class, say, I hear you, sir. If you know you are learning something from this class, Tell me, I hear you, sir. I'll wait for it. Okay. 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 Yeah. Thank you. Now, the summary of the whole part is that you must not be greedy. I see renters who are greedy. Sometimes let go. There are some commission you must close your eyes off from and get the contacts. That was how everything was out. Let's go to number 5 so that I will take your question because I have less than 10 minutes to round up. Number 5 is, when are you making payments? This one is always remember. This one is very, very important. Some person, there are some renters, there are some prospects that have sweet mouths. They will tell you, don't worry. I need about 15 plots, 1 acre. You know what? I will buy 2 here, I will buy 2 here, I will buy 5 here, I will buy 6 here. I will buy. They can sweet talk you into making you having what I call sleepless nights. But one of the things you must always learn after they have said all these things, sir. So when are you making commitments? That is something I have shared with many renters. I said, even if the company said that the least of the amount they will collect is 500,000, and you notice that the man is not ready to make commitment of 500,000, and he has 300,000, collect it. Let the person pays into the company's account. See, no renter, no prospect want to lose their money. So always ask this question: when are you making commitment? A person can say everything to you, but if the person does not make commitment, you have wasted your time with the person. So that they will not just say, don't worry, I bought 50 plots from this estates. I bought it, I did it. It's not what they say, it's their commitment. If there is no commitment, you are not in business. If there is no commitment, you are wasting time. You are not prospecting, you are only wasting. Don't be carried away by what they say. Be carried away by them making a commitment. If they can make commitment, what it simply means, you are in line. You are in line. Any commitment made, then it simply means you can start calculating your commission. Remember one of the things I said. You have not closed a deal until the money enters company's accounts. Stop calculating your commission. Many renters have stopped selling because the person they try to close, why they have finished calculating their commission, they ended up that the person did not end up paying. Some of them will say, my uncle from the village, this man always know when good things want to happen to me. My stepmother helped me. And that is why she knows that this deal was about closing, but it did not close. Not everything is power. Not everything is spiritual. There are things that requires time. There are things that, see, let me tell you, before I made my first sales as a renter, it took me 8 good months. 8 good months. It's not part-time or full-time renter. Not this one we are doing. Some persons, you ask them, how long have you been a renter? They say, I've been a renter for 8 years, 5 years. And if you ask them, they have only prospect for 2 months. Other ones, they are busy. When I was committed, for 8 months, I was going to sites. For 8 months, I was prospecting. For 8 months, I was taking people to different sites to see. Yet, I did not make sale. But I never gave up. I don't know who is hearing me. You have not made sales. It looks as if all the walls are against you. Don't stop. Because very soon your voice will be heard. Very soon you become a master closer. That in the company, if they want to give somebody a reference, they'll say, look at this one, it started. They will use you as a reference point. I have been there. In fact, at the point I contemplated that maybe real estate is not my thing. See, let me tell you something. When you hear people say this thing, nothing is anybody's thing until you make it your thing. Nothing. If you think that the grace of selling will come upon you, you are wasting time. You must be able to enforce, go into the system, Take your time. Speak to prospect. Convert. Talk to them. And tell yourself, I cannot stop. I have come this far. I can't stop. No matter what is happening, don't throw in the towel. Always remember that no matter how bad it is, your voice must be heard. And you will make more sales that you have ever made in your life if you don't stop. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. At this time, I need to pause and start taking your questions. So, the host, take over now, please. If there are people who want to ask questions, they can ask their question now. Thank you and thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, Doctor. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That was a killer. Thank you, thank you. That was very fantastic. My book is full, and I really want to thank you. Please, let's drop our questions in the comment section. Nothing is anybody's thing until we make it our thing. So whatever I decide to make my thing will become my thing. Thank you, Doctor. Doctor, thank you for sharing this amazing, amazing time with us. In your closing journey, I would like to start with the first question. In your journey from your days in the street, your days in the marketing, your days starting up, trying to find your foot, what kept you going when you couldn't make it, when you are not able to make it, when you always knock on client doors, then you have not mastered selling and you're making a lot of mistakes and clients were not listening to you because you've not been able to put your marketing mix together. What was the one thing that kept you going and that you knew that one day there will be light at the end of this tunnel? Could you share? Because there's a lot of people on this call that may be on that stage now.
Okay, I think the network is for that. I think I got your question, but the network was. But let me just give you the straight answer I have. The fear of poverty.
Okay. So
The
you were
fear of
angry or
poverty.
you were hungry? Was it anger
See,
or hungry? Because you mentioned two things at the beginning of your section.
anger and hunger. Anger and hunger.
Okay.
So the fear of poverty is one of the things that made me told myself, Ebuka, I cannot stop now. See, why I could not stop. I knew that real estate is one thing. There's something about real estate. Real estate is one thing that will make you to sleep like a poor man and wake up the next day as a billionaire. It cannot happen in any this sector. You can sleep as a poor man, and the next day you wake up as a multi-billionaire. And people are saying this person has put his hands somewhere. No, and that is why the fear of poverty for me. I told myself I have seen poverty. Anything that will make me return back to this ghetto I saw. So I keep prospecting. For 8 months, no sales. For 8 months, people disappointed me. For 8 months, nobody was listening to what I was saying. For 8 months, people were telling me, by the way, I was even sexually harassed as a man. This is part of the training I want to also teach ladies. It's part of the lady because I know that ladies in this industry goes through this phase. Sorry, I could not say it because of time. How do you overcome sexual harassment in this industry? But the summary of the whole matter is the fear of poverty, hunger pursued me. I saw hunger, anger. I refused to remain where I am. I saw that I can't stop. So, and the most important thing of it all is that something is pursuing me. I tell people, if nothing is pursuing you, make sure you are pursuing something.
Yeah, you said it here.
So something is pursuing me. I told myself, this thing that is pursuing me, I cannot stop. Whatever that will make me to stop will stop my destiny. So these are the few things this is what makes me to move during the season when there was no sale. Every no is a yes waiting to happen. Every no is a yes waiting to happen. Don't give up on that person. Keep prospecting. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Every no is a yes waiting to happen. every no is a yes waiting to happen. I cannot still see our questions on the comment section, so I would keep asking the questions, right? And doctor, maybe this might be the last question. Now, how will you define the journey? Was it a journey worthwhile? Knowing that you have been able to transform from that guy that couldn't sell for 8 months, and now you're able to, I know you control over 40 estates as current in different locations. So has that been a worthy journey compared to art X, compared to there are a lot of things that come with the industry, right? Most people say, "Oh, I'm going to run away from this industry." It comes with, because from the outside, when people look at it, it's a beautiful industry. When you come in, you see there's some arrow here and there. So how will you get what I'm saying?
I
Maybe
got
this.
your question perfectly, perfectly. You cannot compare light and darkness. Both of them are not the same. Light and darkness are not the same, my brother. By the way, God has helped me. I've authored about 17 books, but I started my selling days in the bus. I sold my books in the bus when I wrote my first 5 books. I sold them in the bus, Molue, in Lagos. There's a bus they call Molue. I sold my books for 4 years in the bus. In fact, if you are to add that to my degree, Oga Benedict, you can call it bossology. Bossology. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So you are very hungry.
Yeah. I sold in the bus for 4 years. So I have a degree in selling. Anybody who wants to sell in the bus knows that there is somebody who has been there. So something was pursuing me. The truth is that it is never the same. And that is why I tell people, say,
So when
don't.
last did you enter Molue? When last did you enter Molue?
Yeah. Wow. By the way, the truth of the matter is that most people who knows me in the speaking industry met me in the bus. The first time I went to Obafemi Awolowo University was a professor who was in the bus. I was shocked. He had me when I was speaking. That was how the man brought me to Obafemi. That is why each time in Obafemi Awolowo University, then over I think 5 years back, they invite me during their convocation and maturation to speak. So the truth of the matter is that the journey, it cannot be compared. And that's why I tell people, don't envy a man until you know his process. For every process, for every success you saw, there is a process. And in this real estate, it's not easy. For some person, that is why I see renters. What they are calculating is, look at this CEO, how much is entering the account. I know how much I have sent into this account. And the most money I have sent. You are calculating how much you send into the account. You are not calculating what the man is going through. Do you know how many parcels of land I've lost? There was a time I bought 500 plots. They took 300 plots. Disappear. How did it disappear? But you are busy calculating your commission, calculating what comes in. So I tell renters, say, enjoy your rentership. Oh. Don't be in a haste to jump into the system. Enjoy your commission. But for me, we have been built for it. Capacity building. If you're not strong, you can ask Mr. Benedict. If it's not strong, he will not be sitting down on that seat. Because what we see, even some of us, sometimes we'll be looking for 1 million. You'll be asking what happened. That is how the system is. You'll be asking, is it not this man that is a big guy? But the truth of the matter is that we can't stop. We enjoy the process. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
thank you, thank you. But you didn't answer the question before you go. I asked you when last were you in Molue to see your former customers.
Which Moluwe? Do you okay?
Mo-
I can if you agree to join me, I will bring you in. Let me introduce you and I hand over the mantle to you. I tell them for how many years I've left, but I brought a man from Asa who is about you give them. I don't know. It's been a long time, but most of the people who knows me today met me in the bus, and I'm not ashamed about it. I have history. I have a background. I have a process. So when you see us succeed, we pay the price. So thank you and thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Doc. Thank you so much. This is fantastic. I intentionally kept dragging on that your stay in the bus because without history, a man is not known. And with history, a man is, people can draw precedents from it. We've had a story, and one of that is to remind us you on a journey, focus, 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 focus. If it's possible for one man, it is possible for all. So next week we'll have a beautiful section, and in the coming week we'll be able to do other stuff and have another guest joining us. I hope you learned something. If you came in halfway, please go in and watch this. Go in and watch it. Go in, go back, look at it. It's full lesson packed. And I would always admonish us whenever you show up for trainings like this, make sure you have your books and make sure you're writing. And at the end of the day, go back to check it. Okay. So it's a beautiful evening. With 5 minutes gone, I would call it a beautiful day. Go and sleep. But while sleeping, don't go to bed. Don't fall asleep. Remember to go to bed, right? Don't fall asleep. Go to bed. What I mean is plan your night, plan the next day, plan your evening. Go to bed. Don't fall asleep. God bless us and let's have a beautiful day. All right. Back to you.